Okay, today I just wanted to go over a little bit about function composition. I've mentioned it in a few videos now, and just to kind of look at and see what that ends up being. So we've got three different functions here: repeat, exclaim, and shout. And they're all real simple. They just apply to strings. And then we could see that we could then like chain these all together: exclaim, shout, repeat, hello, and then of course that would render out hello, hello. What's interesting though is that it's chained a lot, and that if you look at it, you've got to read from the inside out. You apply hello to repeat, and then you back out of that, and then you apply the result of that to shout, and then you apply the result of that to exclaim. So it's kind of right to left, and from English we don't really do that too much. A younger me in development would have probably written something like this, which if we're keeping score, returns the exact same thing, assuming that you call all three with hello, just as we did here. Now the benefit is that you get to reuse this function now because we're not tied to a hard-coded string value of hello. So that's really cool. But this is a whole lot of code to read, and you kind of have to look up here and you go down here and see, oh, okay, repeated is used here. It's not used anywhere else though. And then here, shouted is used, and then finally we're just going to return exclaim. So while this does allow us the modularity, it's a whole lot of code to read and very easy to make a typo in here. So let's look at a few other ways to do that. So one way would be to echo kind of what we had up here, except that in this case, just make it in a lambda. And this does the same kind of thing. There's less to read, and the whole all three thing is passing data flow, and that ends up working. We're still right to left, but that's okay. So another way that we can do that is by using the compose function. And what's interesting is that compose is right to left because it's the same concept of like 8th grade math with f of x's and g of x's. So if you see it's the same way. So if you see a compose, then you see this is why it's from right to left. So we repeat, and then we shout, and then we exclaim, which is why we get our hello, hello like this, rather than, if we were doing it in the other order, you would get a different result, obviously. But if you're new to functional programming, and even if you're not, what actually might make more sense is the pipe function. So the pipe function takes a list of functions as well, but it does it from left to right. So if you have spoken English your whole life, unlike me, because that's a typo, you get repeat and then shout and then exclaim, and so you don't actually have to read it right to left. So all four of these, all three functions do the exact same thing. You notice here we're defining that we have an argument x. In the bottom two, we're using something known as points free, which is basically we're just composing functions together. And because the first function that we're piping, or the last function that we're composing, depending on how you think about it, in both cases that's repeat. And because repeat takes an x, which is a string, then these two functions both accept that one argument. So hopefully this has helped a little bit. Let me know what you think. Thank you very much.